The coronavirus has put everyday life for so many on hold, and that includes funerals and memorial services, too. 7 Action News reporter Ross Jones is here now with how some funeral homes are being impacted by the crisis tonight. Ross?
Dave, the CDC says gatherings should be no larger than 50. The president today says avoid groups bigger than 10. But what should you do now if you have a scheduled funeral? It's a question many are grappling with tonight.
We've had, starting last week, we have had families that have postponed scheduled gatherings, scheduled funerals and memorial services.
After more than 100 years in the funeral business, A.J. Desmond and Sons thought they'd seen everything. But they have never seen this. With virtually every aspect of daily life changing in wake of the COVID-19 outbreak, so too is how we handle death.
We don't have the luxury of working from home. Our jobs, we need to be here.
This morning, Kevin Desmond and scores of other funeral homeowners took part in a webinar on Facebook Live. Headed by the National Funeral Directors Association, the topic was how funerals can proceed in wake of guidance from the CDC limiting gatherings to 50 or less.
It's most likely having many as private, family-only services, but then we'll be discussing and planning families having a more a public memorial service in the future.
A.J. Desmond and Sons says they're now offering live stream services at no charge, so those who are unable to attend a memorial are still able to watch and participate. As for in-person services, Desmond says about 5 families have called to place memorials on hold so far. The funeral home says they'll continue to hold services as long as they're allowed.
We're laying out the information, the most up-to-date information we have, and families need to decide what's best for them at this time.
Now, there has been no guidance given specifically to funeral homes by the state or the federal government. The Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, which regulates funeral homes, declined an interview for this story. Carolyn.
All right, something we certainly never thought about before. Thank you so much, Ross.